phenomenal movies that'll make even a grown man cry. And you as well, you're not exempt. Let's do this. We got the classic Forrest Gump. You see, the thing that does it for me is the scene between Forrest and Bubba. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about? That hits deep. But it's also the fact that this kid came from quite literally nothing and then became everything. Became the best in the world at pretty much everything. And everyone doubted him. But he persevered. I like that. Again, it can make a grown man cry. Next up, we got the Shawshank Redemption. I don't even need to explain this, dog. The entire thing is just sad. And not sad as in like it's bad, it's sad as in it's literally sad. You resonate with the characters. You do. You kind of have to. Different emotions and everything. It's just perfect. Next up, The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. If you've seen this, oh my goodness. As a parent, I mean, I'm not a parent, but like in general, as a parent, that's gotta be terrible. That's why you put your children first before your work. I just need to put that out there. Like, that should be common sense. Not saying something like what happened in here will happen, because that doesn't happen anymore, but you know, the disconnect, you know what I mean? If you haven't seen this, I definitely recommend it. It's superb. Next, The Notebook. Me personally, I didn't cry at this. It's like a cliche love story, kind of the same thing that happens with all of them, but I've talked to people who have, and I mean, I guess you could say it is a sad movie if you're not me, but I see the appeal. Next up, Saving Private Ryan. It's always the war ones, which honestly kind of makes sense. If you haven't seen this, warning, there's a lot of gore, but kind of makes sense. It's a war movie, but overall, this movie is amazing. Honestly, words can't describe how good this movie is. In all honesty, like on every single front. It really does play with your emotions. It really does, because you never know who's gonna, you know, it's a war movie, you just never know. So you can't really get attached to a character, and if you do, well, there we go. But no, this movie was fantastic. This last one, a bit weird, I know, My Hero Academia, Heroes Rising, but there's this one part in the movie, towards the end, the soundtrack is fantastic. I can't even express it to you. When I first watched this, I cried. And I don't do that very often, but I did when I watched this. When you watch the movie and you get to that part, you'll understand why I did. I'm pretty sure the people who have watched this have done the exact same thing. But this deserves a watch, because the floodgates, they're gonna open.